though.
Hey, first, press record, man. Just press record. Just press record.
Right.
We're going to start this one a little differently because these guys are in an amazing mood. How's everyone doing? This is the Joe Budden podcast or the Joe Budden show, whatever the fuck it is. I'm just tired of seeing people say, yo, that Joe Budden shit is crazy. So formerly known as I'll name this podcast later, episode 106. Yes?
I think. I don't know.
Wait,
what episode is it? It doesn't matter.
105.
It's one. Don't worry about it. It's 106.
Whatever, man.
Whatever. You know, if you're new here, welcome. Across from me is Rory Lanes. To his left is Maul. To my left is Quest, our videographer for the day, and through the window is Pat. Salutations, gentlemen. How is everyone doing?
What's up, fam?
Maul comes in. Maul comes in every week, ladies and gentlemen, with a different excuse as to why he's late.
That's not true.
So today he and it's always the wildest story that you ever heard. So this week he comes in late saying, "Yo, man, stop and frisk is real. It's real out there."
Well, it is.
We're all black people are well aware of that, as was Maul before he dealt with it.
But
like
you
you're
know
not
what?
surprised.
No,
right
no,
now.
I'm not surprised. But you know what it is? When you get older, it's just certain shit you feel like really? Like, come on, man.
Maul, you be uptown in the Bronx in the hottest of areas in this Nike dope boy scammer track jumpsuit.
That is the new scammer uniform.
Yeah, you got some fancy Yankee hat on with like a very delicate, icy something. You got a lot happening. You look like a dope boy. You do. I would pull you over too. If I was a cop, I would stop and frisk you.
Okay, that's fair.
I would.
Right.
Call it what you want. Sorry. Sorry.
Okay.
You look like exactly the guy on Gun Hill Road that fits the description.
Oh my God.
I look like every guy on Gun Hill.
So with that said, we've had a very busy week.
Certainly.
This is where I want to start. Let's just get right to the shenanigans, right? Mm-hmm. Let me tell the listeners about my music weekend. Ross came out when? Thursday? Friday?
Somewhere
something like that.
Friday.
Oh man, oh man. Man, oh man, was I in heaven. Now, hold up. Let me give the listeners some backstory here, because I'm going to talk a lot this podcast. Maul and Ice have argued Jeezy versus Ross in our group chat for the past year. For people like me who don't really follow the both of them so exclusively, it's annoying, right? Mm-hmm. It's annoying because the argument is they both are not at their peak. That's what it is. And then Maul always combats that with Ross is making better music, right? Mm-hmm. So for a year, I've had to deal with that. And I haven't purchased what's Ross's last album?
I think it was Black Market was the name of it.
I didn't buy it.
It wasn't bad. It was actually a pretty good album.
But I didn't buy it.
Radar. Mm-hmm.
Ross has projects to go under the radar. But anyway, I bought this Ross album and man, oh man, oh man. Oh man, oh man. Music heaven. Amazing album, right? So I have that album and I don't really give a fuck about anything else because I have this Ross album. Really.
Right.
That's how in tune I am with the job he did, Bink did, whoever the fuck was involved in that project, Sav. I was just like proud dad. I was acting like I A&R'd that shit. That's how fire the Ross shit was, right?
It was hard to get past the intro because the intro was so fire.
Then it was hard to get past track 2.
Number 2, yeah, the shit that Bink did.
Yeah, and then it's just hard, right? So, but that's not the funny part. So I'm in heaven with the Ross shit. Saturday morning comes, it's a beautiful foggy day. It's rainy, it's snowy in Jersey, it's fucked up over here. Rory calls me early in the morning, because like the fucking gay dudes we are, Rory has to listen to every Drake release with me for the past, 4 releases now? So I forgot that Drake was dropping Saturday. Mm-hmm. You know, the pushbacks and
go ahead.
I know you don't, but I mean, just with the pushbacks and just I wasn't following exclusively. Mm-hmm. I wasn't really following the leaks, really. I wasn't really, whatever. Mm-hmm. So Rory calls me like a kid on Christmas Eve at fucking 7 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Well, that's my version.
Yeah, now we'll go with your version.
Yeah.
I did start the conversation with Happy More Life Day, though. I will admit
Yeah,
that.
you said Happy More Life Day. So that reminded me. So I said, hey, so wait, that's today, right? Yeah. Rory says yes. I say, all right, great. So Rory's going to come over later. We're going to fucking check it out, right? Mm-hmm. Then I talk to Maul, And I tell Maul, and I want to,
who was in London with Drake for the release.
And I want to have this documented. When I call Maul and More Life comes up, I say to Maul, I am not discussing this project at all. Zero on this podcast. And you said what? You just laughed.
I laughed, and I asked you if Complex had the exclusive. If Complex had the exclusive
This just
interview.
his little side
I
shit
thought Complex put the gag on you, like, yo, you can't go about it on your podcast and talk about it. You got to wait, come here first.
I forgot.
Because I knew you was gonna talk about the project. I mean, you can't not talk about a Drake project.
Yes, the fuck we
good or
can.
bad, you cannot not talk about a Drake project.
Well, and that's where I'm going. In the event that the project was a bad project, well, I was not going to be the one
To say it.
to say that
Okay.
or dissect it or address it. Like, I would have just left it alone. And so when I said that to you, I was totally of the belief that he would be dropping some bullshit.
Okay. I don't. But you know what's funny? I don't know how. Music is a matter of opinion, right? And some people are gonna love certain projects and certain records, and some people are gonna hate them. You're not gonna please everybody on every project. But I don't understand how people still feel like it's capable for Drake to drop a completely whack project. I think he's too musically inclined, and he's too strategic, and he's too thought out for it to be whack. You may not like it. It may not be the Drake that you wanted, but to say a complete Drake project is whack, it's crazy to me.
Let's not get married to that word.
Not to the caliber of what we know he's capable of. That's
okay.
I only talk Drake. I only compare people to themselves.
Right.
So when I talk Drake, I'm comparing Drake to the Drake that I love. Now, even though in contrary to what my diss tracks may say and what this podcast may have said and whatever may have happened in the past year, these two gentlemen do know that I love and support Drake. Actually, in the room just now while we had that shit on and I was dancing and Sin was fucking shimmying in the bed, rolling, she was like, yo, if Drake could see this right now, like this nigga just thinks that, I don't know what him and Nicki think. But my point being, I was going to stick to that, Maul. I was not going to address that shit at all. So then Rory comes over. We're listening on the Apple Music shit. Track 1 plays. Okay. Track 2 plays. Okay. Track 3 plays. Okay. I think track 4 is when Rory looked to me and said, I think this was when the Skepta track was on or just went off, and Rory said, I'm starting to get skeptical. Now, Rory can speak to my demeanor. At this point, I'm still quiet. I am not saying a word, right? Somewhere along the line, it's like that nigga knew that niggas had enough of the plan. I think right around Passion Fruit. Well, be clear, once I edit all the London shit off, this is great music. This is a great project. This is what Views I feel like should have been.
To me, I think, because there's a mood for everything and everything Drake has done on this album, to echo what you just said, I think it's literally what he was trying to do with Views, except this one doesn't feel empty. Views felt empty. This one felt like he gave a fuck.
Well, I want us to get into that. Now, no disrespect to Skepta or Giggs, but when I want to hear that music and that style and that brand of me, I just don't want to hear it with the Drake playlist. And I think I echo a lot of American sentiments when we say that, or a lot of U.S. citizens. I don't know how many of us were ready for that. But when you edit around that, there's a lot of fire here. So now, Maul, I listened to, what is the name of it? Lose You. And I thought about something that you said a long time ago on this podcast when we were in the midst of all the Drake beef shit. You said, Drake's issue with you is, and if for those of you that don't know, Maul is a OVO mole planted here in our podcast.
For real.
Maul is
I'm
the
not no
one.
fucking mole,
You
man.
are a mole.
No, I'm not,
But
man.
you're the one that let me know that Drake was dissing me on a record that wasn't coming out for another 3 months. 2 months.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody.
No,
You knew
everybody.
that.
No, I did not.
You
But
knew
we
it
don't
was
need to
coming.
get into that. It's spilled milk, water under the bridge. But damn, what was I saying just now?
Lose You.
Oh, Lose You. So I
my favorite
listened.
record on
I
the
listened to. I know because you then played the album for the next 35 hours. But my question to you, Maul said Drake was probably mad, or Drake felt the way because I should have said that to him. However, I felt right about that Views album, I should have relayed to him. You said that to me. I thought that was the stupidest shit in the universe because you just don't move like that. You're not hitting somebody to give your critique on everything that they do, even if you have a relationship with them. That's how I feel, right? But when I listened to Lose You, he said that same thing. He said that. And then I felt bad, and then I felt like I owe Drake an apology. So now I want to ask you, as the OVO mole, do I owe Drake an apology? Honestly, as my friend here. Now, those of you that don't know, Maul, back when he had a great thinking, he was like my conscience or whatever the fuck you call it. He was that for me. So he would tell me when I was wilding or not. So I'm asking you, was I wilding? Tell me, does he have a leg to stand on with that argument? And this is just for my own personal thing, and then we'll get into views. I mean, not views.
Absolutely.
More life. Are you fucking...
Yeah. Let me answer your question. Yes, I feel like you owe him an apology. But I'll tell you why. Because y'all had a relationship prior to this.
I don't like that.
Y'all had personal conversations. Y'all spoke about music before. So you gotta understand, you got years of knowing Drake. I mean, y'all not the closest of friends and buddy, but y'all have known each other for years. You was around for, before Drake took off and became the mega star that he is. He was very clear in how you had an influence on him when he first began to write raps.
We got all of that, Mo.
Okay, so I'm saying there's history there. So he looks at you as someone who he feels like, come on, Joe, we've had conversations. We've had personal conversations before.
I should have called Drake.
Not saying you could have. Not
and
saying you should have
said-
called him. You should have.
Or I should have texted Drake to
You know,
say, "Yo, this is."
not
Or I
e-
should have DM'd Drake.
Not
to
even
say,
that, Joe. What
Yo,
you
this
what you
is
should have. What you
trash.
could have did. What you could have done. Like any other time, just wait until you ran into him. You didn't have to go to a public platform and say that. You could have waited till you ran into him in the club, like y'all have done plenty of times, and just say, "Yo, fam, I wasn't really feeling that."
I had too much invested to do that, but
But
I don't want
it's
to get
a
married to that.
podcast. I mean, we were. That's what we talked about on podcast.
No,
It's
but I
albums.
understand this. I understand that, but
And I
I'm
don't
just
think it was-
trying to-
I don't
to
think it
that
was
extent.
malicious.
But I'm just trying to see through his eyes. It don't matter what we think,
Right.
and it ain't malicious.
right,
I'm just-
and that's the part that gets lost.
when you
have
listen
to look
to
at it.
I listen to Lose You, and I have to ask myself that question.
Right.
I have to. No,
Well,
Yeah.
jealous ones still do envy. So
I don't care. I mean, anybody with ears knew he was going to say something. But, all right, so that leads me to my next question for you gentlemen. And I've asked this before. Why is he dissing Tory Lanez this way?
there's a
I
lot
feel
of
like
Tory
that's a-
shots on there.
I feel
Wait,
like
what'd you
that's
say, Rory?
There's a lot of Tory shots on this whole album.
Man.
I'm not getting into that who's throwing shot shit with y'all no more because I was completely wrong on the Remy Nicki thing. So I'm gonna stay clear of that. But I do know that him and Tory have
we know that he is talking to Tory when he names
Yeah.
Tory's album title, I Told You. When he starts talking about phone conversations, only Tory had 90 phone skits saying the dumbest shit in the world. I said on this podcast, I said he must have never dealt with the feds
Yeah.
to have those conversations. And sure enough, here comes Drake with the same fucking realization on track one. See, that's telling to me. Not that I delved.
The third bar on track.
Yeah, you getting into Tory bar 3, my nigga?
Well, their thing is a little is personal. Both
I
from
was
Toronto.
Clearly.
I was
It's a
just
lot of
saying
it's a lot of underlying things that are not known that they have an issue about. So that's a personal, very personal thing.
All right, so listen to this. And I want to get into all of these beefs, except for mine, because that's not a beef.
Oh, are we moving on from
No,
life?
no,
Oh, okay.
no. We're staying right here. But you can't tell me that. And then when he turns around and tells The Weeknd the city is bigger when everyone isn't beefing. So why not apply that with Tory? Tory now has gained some momentum. Tory is producing quality content. If y'all are not going to be friends, you two niggas, and y'all are not going to squash it, let's... Hold up for a minute, man. These niggas got these niggas fucked up.
And more tune for your head top. So watch
let's get to the fucking shits. Let's get to the shits. Let's get to it. No, I can't be the only one thinking this.
Thinking what?
You want
Tory and Drake cannot continue to fire at each other behind their fucking celebrity walls and their entourages. They both produce quality music. We want to see it. It would be great.
I don't think people are too pressed to see Drake and Tory get together and be friends. I really don't think so.
Well, what I'm saying,
think anyone's
what I'm
any
saying
interest,
is,
like, yo, I need a Tory and Drake collab ASAP. Weeknd, maybe that's different. Everyone was happy when Weeknd and Drake got back together because we know they make great music together.
Of course, Rory. That's not what I'm saying. I don't think they're pressed to get together, which leaves the other alternative of let's get to the shits.
I don't think they're pressed to do that. And I don't think Drake would actually really get into a full out.
Yeah, Drake is...
Maul, he dissed the man throughout the entire album.
Yeah,
lie. Go ahead and lie.
I'm not saying anything, man. I'm not dissecting bars no more. I was wrong. But I do know that they have a problem with each other. I do know that. But I don't think that...
But to this extent...
Because it's a personal thing. It's two Toronto guys, man. So it's a personal thing. It's a very personal thing.
Okay, so let me go to my next question, which I've asked before in this podcast. Why is he still dissing Meek?
Well, in my opinion, I think that he has his foot on Meek's neck because when you step back and look at it, Meek really tried to finish Drake with that "you don't write your own rap shit." That could have really went a whole nother way and really damaged Drake had he not been Drake.
I've said on this podcast before
that was Meek's intent. His intent was to finish Drake.
I was tired of the Meek bars, and I think y'all didn't agree with me. I just think it came to the point that Drake was so surprised how easily he won that battle that he's.
I want us to
happy.
stop. I want us to stop saying that.
What?
We have to stop saying that. Yes, he easily out-barred him, out-tracked him.
He didn't come out squeaky clean.
Musicked him. He won in every visible area you could possibly win in, right?
Mm.
For now.
I'll say forever.
I have to see how that plays out, Maul. That's not necessarily true. I've been saying for a while, I think Meek did a lot more damage than we'll ever know and see. And when I hear albums like this, and I hear the voicemails from his mother, I listen to the way he started this album, like it's a few things that's telling on here when they get to talking.
Mm.
Where are those emotions coming from? Like when his mom is speaking about him being disillusioned, that anxiety, like where is that stuff coming from? See, that's the guy that made Views. And that leads to my next point. The guy that made Views, I caught all the slack in the world from my loving critique of that album. Drake may not have liked it, but Drake is a sensitive nigga, so cool. I don't deal well with sensitive people, ever. Y'all know that, right? Nobody that heard Views and heard this album can tell me that the same man is responsible. The man that he was in the same state, in the same place, I'm saying.
Well, he
saying
that afterwards in the interview and on the album.
That's my point, Rory. If Drake is echoing these things on interviews more, and throughout the album, that album was just an album. He wasn't really him. He wasn't into it. Then why do I get all the fucking slack? If I was right.
Because people don't like you.
Essentially.
But I'm saying even from him.
Oh.
Like when he says, because he may have a point.
Yo, have you ever,
maybe Maul is right and I shouldn't have gone public because of what semblance of a relationship we had. All right, cool, right?
It's
Let me just
nature.
make my point because my memory's bad, right? This fucking guy. Damn it. Hold on, let me get it back. What was we just talking about?
Why was he so sensitive about it now that he's echoing it?
Yeah, so if he feels that way, and even on the fucking, because even if he's not talking to me, I feel like on that Lose You song, when he's talking about him taking ownership of shit, like him needing closure with shit, that speaks to a man with shit going on. Mm-hmm. If he agrees that it was shit going on, and I was saying there's shit going on, and I'm concerned because this amazing man, this music is not really it. I get that the casual sheep listener would think that I'm hating and would think that I'm using this. The same thing you said about Remy. That's why I get so taken. I personally get taken aback when I hear people say that because I wasn't doing that. Like, I wasn't just trying to do some shit for some attention or some shit. But that's off on a tangent. My main point is if he agrees and the fans agree, because we can agree that Views, you know, in hindsight, in retrospect, he was in a different place. Even if you enjoyed the music. Mm-hmm. It's not really the same guy. Yes, no? Speak to it.
I was
Let me
saying
hear it.
Because Views, like I said before, I think that this album is what Views was supposed to be. It's just not empty. And to your point there, I think it's human nature. Have you ever told someone about themselves and they get even more defensive because they know it's true?
Yes, that happens a lot.
If he's in that state of mind and you're saying something that he knows, he's going to get defensive. It's human nature. People do that. When you tell them about themselves and deep down they know it's true, they're going to be even more angry.
No, I think again, I think Drake's him not liking what Joe said. It's not about what Joe said. It's how he said it and where he said it.
Screaming.
Yeah, it was how he said it and where he said it.
Yeah,
it's not what he said. It's not what you said. At least I don't think it's what you said because you weren't hating, you weren't saying Drake is whack, you wasn't saying none of that. Like you were professing that this is a guy that I really hold to a high regard, and he kind of like disappointed me on this one. There's nothing wrong with saying that, but it's where you say that. You understand what I'm saying? Like it can be taken a certain way. Like why is this guy on his platform just bashing me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you have that conversation face to face, I feel like it comes across different. Because now it feels like, yo, listen, fam, I'm going to pull you to the side and say, oh, you all right, man? What's going on with you? Because you didn't really sound like the Drake that I love, man. What's up with you? It comes across differently. Now, when you're on your podcast yelling, you sweating, you slapping shit and all that, it seems like there's a lot of anger there. Like, this guy is angry at me.
There was a lot of anger there.
But it can be taken wrong. It was anger because this was an artist that you hold to such a high regard and you feel like he disappointed you.
Yeah.
That message got lost because of where you projected the message at. If you project that message in a room with Drake having a conversation, I think he takes it differently. Like, damn, I ain't know Joe really cared about me like that. Like, he really asked what's going on with me. Drake probably doesn't get asked that a lot by many people. Like, yo, you all right, man? Everything good? Like, because I kind of sense something is not. He probably doesn't get asked that question much. But when you go on your platform, it just seems like you're doing something for your attention. It seems like you're doing something for your own personal reasons. You understand? Other than you really genuinely care.
Drake to get my podcast numbers up.
I mean, that's how it can come across
People
to some.
perceive it that way.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, if you're stupid, you can. But I don't want to make this about me.
Right.
I want to get back to the celebration of music because my main point was that between Ross and Drake, I'm thoroughly pleased. I'm thoroughly pleased with everything. Round of applause. Round of applause. I'm thoroughly pleased. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy. More subs. I love it.
Right.
Fucking rather you than me. Ross always rather some shit.
Right.
I'll be honest with you. I agree with the Serena sub because I was tight when Serena popped up married, and I don't even know her. I was really upset. So I'm with Drake on the Serena subs on there. But I don't like the hotel shaming that he did. He's just the Intercontinental. He's just the Sheraton. A lot of hotel shaming from Drake in the past few years.
Well, that was my next question. Like,
did he diss the Sheraton? Or
yeah.
Did he just say he doesn't stay at the Sheraton no more?
No, no.
I don't remember the exact line.
He said, y'all niggas really think y'all teaming up is scaring us. Y'all niggas is arrogant. Y'all stay at the Sheraton. All that is embarrassing. Tell your old head I'm all for going there again.
Yeah, I mean,
he ain't even dying. I bought that next Ted. He's barring them niggas up, man.
Sometimes you just gotta let niggas know where you at in life, man.
I'm glad I barred his ass.
He don't stay at the Sheraton no more.
I just stayed at the Sheraton in Houston for 5 days, and it was lovely.
Drake got to stop hotel shaming, man. The Sheraton is great.
I mean, if you're not Drake, yeah.
Man, that nigga made so far gone in the Sheraton, I think.
Yeah, how far going is he from that?
Yeah, so don't shame it when fire came out of there.
Yeah.
What else did we come away with from this More Life album?
Some barefoot appropriation. I felt
Yeah.
I felt a little offended.
I'm pretty sure you threw your shoes on the light pole. You ain't.
Oh
even
no,
take
I
that.
cleaned the whole room we was listening to the album in about 5 minutes.
When I tell y'all that after that OVO set went off, that Rory then played that Drake album
Again.
If it started at 6,
God forbid I listened to an album twice, right?
it's twice is what he calls that. That aired at 6. They pushed the time back to 6:30. We listened to More Life until 3 a.m. Well, Rory did.
That's a lie, but
As said, it was a long time. We were like, yo, this is a lot of More Life. Like,
Well, it's More Life.
I need a
Duh.
break from this life.
It's
too much
It's great
life.
music, man. It's great music, and I mean, you know, I kind of felt like this was gonna be a dope project when I heard how he was going about it, and when the track listing came out. But I think that we can't. This album is clear that we can no longer box Drake in as just a rapper anymore. If
More. We've been stopped
no.
calling Drake a rapper.
No, but a lot of people still are trying to box him into that. Like I've had this he's not rapping.
Then
he's
need-
not just a rapper.
More, you got to expand the people.
This is
Who are you
people that
talking to?
This is people online that I'm just reading the reactions from the album.
Man.
This is what people are saying, and that's why I'm laughing at the reactions as the album's being played, because I'm like, yo, y'all just don't get it, man. Y'all really just don't understand. He's not just a rapper.
Why is this album not an Apple exclusive?
that's a great question. I couldn't come up with a theory on it.
No, I don't know.
I was a little shocked on how something must happen behind the scenes where he was like, I'm off y'all. Well, they made their money back off views pretty quickly. So I think he was probably tired of like, fuck that. I'm gonna get my money everywhere else.
It recouped $60 million in 90 days. That's amazing.
It's just him knowing his worth, I think.
Well, if I'm trying to uncover the Apple mystery here, I have to go back. To know what's coming in the future, you have to look to what's happened already. If you're reading this, it's too late, right? There was no physical on that album. That was a digital only release.
I believe.
I think maybe like a few months later there was a couple, but yeah, for the most part it was.
We never found out what contract that counted against.
No, it had Cash Money on it. If you look at the bottom, it was Cash Money.
What does this have on it?
This has Cash Money on it too, I believe.
Everything's gonna have Cash Money on it.
Yeah.
Isn't it creepy that we ended the last podcast with "I'll see you guys next time there's a beef," and then Ross immediately drops that joint, rapping over the old Hove shit, coming at Birdman.
Yeah, that song lets me know that Ross really pays attention to music. Like he's a real fan of like music, because a lot of people don't recognize that track as being an ill track, and I've been waiting for somebody to do that record over.
Yo, I hate the people that Maul speaks to. Who don't recognize that track?
No, a lot of
as the
people
ill
don't.
track?
A lot of people didn't even know what that track was.
Well, today, yes,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's what I'm
You're
talking
right.
about.
You're right. Today. Yeah, that's
But
bad.
that track was like the perfect track to address somebody on.
I want to call it, of course it was a diss, but I don't know. It was more like sitting your man down saying, you wildin'. I don't even know if it was malicious.
It wasn't malicious.
I really
don't think
it was. I
malicious.
thought it was a really good approach to
Yeah.
dissing somebody, if you will.
Yeah, I don't even really call it a diss. It's just he's addressing.
I
something
don't
like-
know what a diss is anymore.
I don't think that record is I wouldn't say that's a diss record.
When you address some shit, it's labeled as a diss.
When you say someone's name,
when you
it's a diss.
When you say anything other than he's the greatest fucking artist in the world, people take it as a
that
diss.
nigga said, "Yo, it hurt me that your ice was fake." That's a diss. That's not a compliment.
I don't know if that's a diss though. See, that's my thing. That's not a diss.
All right, so if I say to you right now, "Yo, it hurts me that your breath smell like chitlins and ass,"
Yeah, I mean
that hurts my feelings. So because I fucking framed it that way,
Yeah. It's not a diss. I wouldn't take that as a diss.
Oh, Mo.
And especially because Ross and Birdman have history with each other.
I don't know. I can't speak to their history. I don't know about none of that.
That's what
They've
the
been
whole
running around for.
That's what
together for a
basically
while.
the record is about. Like, damn, my nigga, like I fucked with
All right,
you.
but don't tell me that. None of these rapper niggas is fucking.
Okay, in
really
rapper
friends unless
world,
it's Khaled
in
and,
rapper world,
only Khaled is really friends with people.
But Ross is professing how much how much admiration he had for Birdman.
I think the overall.
I think that's just the new way to
theme of the
diss
record
somebody.
was not a diss.
I think that's the new way to diss somebody. And I'm not saying that. Wait, well, that my argument I'm about to make
Because Remy definitely didn't take that approach.
Counters against me dissing Homeboy last year, but yeah, I think
that was a diss. If you need a definition, that was 25 minutes of dissing.
No, I just punch harder. But I was dissing a nigga who I have all the adoration for in the world.
But
that's what I'm saying.
The way Ross did it was not.
So that
he showed admiration in it.
Yeah, but the Ross shit, the Cole shit to who Wale. Or whoever the hell he was
Kanye
talking. The new shit is, let me have some words right quick with this nigga that I'm supposed to be fly with, but I'm going to do it on the record. Yeah. That's
Birdman
the new shit.
replied, right?
Yeah, Birdman said he ain't into that whole shit. Thanks, Birdman. Breaking news. Breaking news live from Fort Lauderdale. I don't know where Birdman be at. Let me shut up before I get shot.
But I had mentioned when 4 p.m. in Calabasas came out that I thought, I liked the Puffy disses that was on it, but I thought, Puff he's open about not writing his rap. So to beef with somebody on record that don't really rap, I thought was odd. And it's the same situation with Birdman, but again, I don't think it was a diss the way 4 p.m. in Calabasas was to Puff. I just think he was talking to Birdman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think that's a diss record. But people are going to label that.
But in the same sense, this goes back to Joe talking about views on his platform. Mm-hmm. Ross could have had that conversation behind closed doors.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the way that you address something, I think, is playing a large part in how it's received.
And it was the song for your rollout. Like, you put it out the day before your album. You can make a case.
That ain't really a rollout. You just put some shit out.
That's a rollout in 2017.
There ain't no such thing as a damn rollout in 2017. And to speak to my point that I made last week, I just want to cover it real quick. Back to what is a hit, that No Frauds conversation we were having. Mm. No Frauds doesn't feel as impactful at all a week later, does it?
No, I mean, I think we all echoed that it wasn't a hit and that it would be going soon.
So what they're doing is...
When Nicki said Remy should write a hit in the next 72 hours, I said, that's not a hit, though. So why would you say that?
So, well, today's standard is a hit, because if it gets all the streams, then it's a hit. See, that's the difference, man. Let me tell you something. I was having a conversation with, my girl. Who else do I fucking talk to? And I was trying to tell her how we gauged if joints were hot back last decade. Mm-hmm. Like, if we ain't hear your shit coming out of car, like, you probably wasn't popping like that. Mm-hmm. Like, when the weather broke and it was hot out, if the clubs wasn't, if the streets wasn't, that's how we gauged music. Mm-hmm. That's how we knew what was impactful. Today, we don't really know because we do everything from our phones. So we can't really
I think No Frauds confused people because we were waiting for a response from Nicki, and that just wasn't the right place to respond. So I think that record got lost in that. Like, it was like, it's a cool record, but that's not what the people wanted right then and there. So it's kind of like, you should have just, if you want to just put out a record, you shouldn't have addressed anything on that record. You should have just put out a dope verse on a dope record and let the people do with it, and then address the beef at another time. But I just think that was done wrong.
Back-to-back shit. Which
that was done wrong though.
But speaking of Nicki and the Ross album, in that intro, Ross had made not a little shot, but it told Meek that he didn't trust Nicki, and you had to leave your people alone sometimes, and let them learn on their own, which I thought was a
But I can understand why Ross would tell him that.
And more tune for your head top, so watch how you speak on my name, you know?
Thank you.
Right, it's a fact.
Just so niggas know what's
Watch
really
how you speak on my name. But I can see why Ross would feel that way about Nicki, because she's so close to the opposition at that point in time. She has a personal relationship with Drake.
Shit, this doesn't really have to do with Meek and Nicki, but I'm not trusting anyone that's coming out of a 10-year relationship and now you're in a relationship with me. I'm not.
I can kind of see where you're going with that.
Yeah.
I can see.
I'd be a little weary already about who you are and your personality and what this is exactly.
Right.
Okay, now stop. That's when you're faced with a very interesting crossroads if you are Meek Mill and you are of the frame of mind that you just spoke of, because Nicki did a lot for his career. Mm-hmm. So now you have to ask yourself the same way I was asking the people in London during my stay there, what do you do if you're a London act and Drake comes to you and you're at the crossroads of, do I keep my music? Do I give it to this, my career here? Meek is faced with the same thing in that position. That's kind of difficult to expect a young man to walk away from that type of light. That's a large light. It illuminates a lot of shit. Like, for the beating that people say Meek took in that Drake war, I like where he stands today.
How so?
I like how he came out of it. I like how he looks. Eventually, now we all said all he had to do was lose the emo shit. Just lose it. Stop reacting to everything.
Take your phone away out your hand.
I think that message finally got through.
I disagree.
To him.
He just wilded out on.
No,
Garrison.
that wasn't wilding out at all. That was a temp check. See, that's the difference.
Well, no, I said in the group chat, I liked what Meek did there. I just wish he was better at saying what he actually meant.
He said what he meant. That was a G check. That wasn't a emo, I'm reacting emotionally. That was, I see you bitches. This is what it is. I know what it is. Stop playing with me. You have to do that. That's totally different from emotionally just going off on a... Somebody got through to that nigga. I think he looks good after the Nicki breakup. And I don't even know how we started talking about this, but...
And about the Ross...
After the Nicki breakup, after back-to-back, after the biggest act in the world shooting at you for 2 consecutive years on every time we hear from him, Meek still has a star-like presence. He's still got his people around him. He's still employed at a very high frequency. We don't write him off. He's still out here. He looks great. He still raps. His next project is anticipated.
Yeah, but he took a beating, man.
I just don't think it's to the degree that people say.
I think it's...
We are waiting to hear another fuking Meek joint.
Exactly my point.
I was happy to hear Meek come in on the Ross joint, even though I think he might have approached the track wrong, but that's none of my business.
I like
we
Meek
disagree on that.
Yeah, I like Meek on that song. That's one of my favorite songs.
We all know Meek can, he gets on a record and he does what he does, but
it's the music. People are not. Of course, it's funny and cool to still kill Meek on Twitter, which is a little corny. But as soon as that music hits, nobody care. If the music good,
kill a nigga when they do something stupid.
Ross showed that with 50. Like, 50 was killing everyone at that time. Ross put out better music at that time, and we was like, all right, that Pimpin' Curly shit is funny, but Ross is
we're gonna know exactly how hard those Drake blows hit Meek when Meek puts out his next project.
Why?
Because if the people
he just put out a project.
Did he?
DC4 shit.
Yeah.
Which people liked.
Oh, see, well, that's my point.
It kind of came and went.
Meek has put out 2 projects since...
No, just one.
That's my point then.
No.
It's kind of like nobody's even talking about it.
No, that's
you
not
lost
fair.
Your girl.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
How's that not fair?
That's not fair to say nobody's talking about it.
We're
in the microwave era where we don't talk about stuff anymore.
You talk about what's hot.
No, that's not true.
I
just made the point that No Frauds was the hottest thing smoking last week. This week, nobody gives a fuck. We don't care.
Yeah, but we have never even spoken about the Meek project. Ever. We have never had a conversation about Meek's project on this platform. That says a lot.
We have addressed DC4. We have spoken about DC4. Yeah,
I don't know if you.
It was a big release.
I don't know.
And that's my only point.
But it came and went like a lot of projects come and go.
When
it wasn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well,
Yeah,
we're in that era where shit comes and it goes. I'm not putting that on Meek. I like where Meek stands after that battle. Is all I'm saying. This has zero to do with Meek. I want to see Drake and Tory go full, all out sing wars.
I don't know if people want that.
Toronto accent.
All right, well, shit.
Things, in fact, did progress, especially with Yandy and Erica.
Yeah.
Who really had Mendici's heart?
It's true.
How did Yandy and Erica end up with sons only 10 months apart?
Let's figure it out, y'all.
How tangled did the web get?
It's pretty tangled right now.
You know what's funny?
I cannot tell a lie.
Some of the people on Twitter, they so stupid. Now, anytime some shit happen, they just tweet me.
Is this a case of Mendici's?
Is this a case of Mendici's? Wait,
definitely.
Why are you just typing it? And I always read it in the voice too. It's hilarious.
And it's still funny. It's still as funny as it was the first time I heard it.
In the event that these guys were to have a karaoke off,
a rhythm off.
Right.
Who do we think comes out the victor here? Now, listeners, I have no idea which way Maul is going to go with this one.
We have no idea.
They kill me regardless, man.
No,
if I like something or I hate something, they kill me.
Yo, you know what? See, you keep saying that.
No, because look, y'all killed me. They killed me for a week on my stance on the Remy thing. When I say I hated it. Then the next week when I say I like something, oh yeah, you just like everything.
Maul,
what are you talking about?
That was the first and only week you have ever been killed about anything.
No, but then I got killed the next week for liking something. So that's my point. It doesn't matter if you like something, hate something. Somebody's gonna have something to say.
Listen, man.
Yeah, you got killed for hating one way, hating too hard one way, and liking too hard the other way. Yeah, that happens.
That's
that happens
crazy.
in music.
But back to your question. I mean, let me say
What?
this. Let me say
What?
Let me say this though.
You don't. I think we're past the point that you just dismiss it.
No. Tory.
Aubrey, if you're listening, you can't dismiss it. You've addressed Tory too many times, so you might as well go for the fucking headshot.
But I will say this though, when Tory put out his controller version,
it was hotter.
Yeah,
for what it was.
I think the masses agree that was.
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But I can't just hold that one to Drake's. All the singing Drake has done in the
no, he don't get too much credit for that because it's easy to take somebody's song and make a doper freestyle.
Yeah,
that's easy to do.
But if we're talking about those two in that type of field, I would have to side with Drake on that.
And this is in this hypothetical. This is just singing. No one's rapping.
No, I don't want to hear either of them rap against each other.
I don't either. Shit. Tory may have more credibility in this realm if we're doing the fucking.
Is that what's going to win this one?
Well, Drake's going to win everything if we're going off that. I'm saying initially here. He's really been this way his whole career. Drake is now Jamaican on his 5th album. He might win off this actually being him. And he knows how to do this much better. That's all.
If I have to introduce sports-like statistics
but
here.
But in rapping, Drake is getting Tory the fuck out of here.
Well, I don't know. Since the All-Star break, Rory, it seems like Tory has a better record since the break than Drake does.
I'm
No?
lost. What happened?
Yeah.
Well, his projects.
Tory
has one project out.
You pay much more attention to Tory than we do.
No, let's see.
What?
His album.
Mm-hmm.
More Life
You're
is
not
better
counting
than Tory's album.
All right, what I'm saying is, y'all are right. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, Tory has shown that he's able to produce quality enough content to make this an interesting fight, is what I'm trying to say. To whereas, remember, a year and a half ago on this podcast, you can find it, I was saying, why is Drake even addressing Tory Lanez?
Mm-hmm.
Ignore that nigga. Ignore him. He'll go away. He didn't go away. He continued to do what he had to do. Wonderful.
And like Mo said, it's a little bit more personal.
Man, karaoke off, man. I'm not gonna get married to that because I wanna get back to my favorite question. Y'all know I like to ask people to rank and rate things. So Ross, back to my Ross album. I'm dipping and dabbing from More Life to Rather You Than Me because they're both I enjoy them both and they both provide a great balance, right? So it got me to thinking about where Slaughterhouse and myself ranked Ross on our all-time list when we were putting everybody in their proper groupings.
Right.
I think I might have had Ross between 30 and 35 on my all-time list.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he's hard to put somewhere because his greatest talent, which is his ear, is hard to quantify, really. So he's difficult to gauge. So I wanted to ask y'all where y'all would rank him all time.
I do my rankings off discography out of their whole catalog, and I would put Ross.
That's it?
I think that's the factor that you have to come down to, because there's too many technical shit. Like, if you're doing rapping, then you put in Eminem #1 no matter what, and a Kanye West is gonna be 50 because he's not really a rapper and doesn't write his rhymes. So I just go off music, like literally what the best music is and who is the best.
Music,
going off that.
the music is definitely the biggest factor.
Because if you get technical, it's hard to even talk about this. You're gonna talk for 5 fucking hours.
All right, I'm following.
So I put Ross with his discography and what he's done in his career, I put him 20, 25. For me, he's in there.
He might be a little higher than that for me. I don't think there's many rappers that have a better discography than Ross. I can't. Maybe top 20 for sure. Top 15 maybe.
You are smoking crack.
I can't name more than 20 rappers that have a better discography than Rick Ross.
Well, I disagreed. Yeah, before y'all even said where y'all put him, I disagreed with that. Like, Ross's body of work is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
That can't be where it stops.
Even his albums that go underground are still great.
That can't be where the criteria stops, though.
No, that's just the biggest factor in it. It doesn't
So
stop
if you
there.
start to factor other things in, depending on what they are, I would ask you to tell me how he got to 20. I'm not even too mad at that because I think Crook or maybe I don't want to throw anybody's name out there, but somebody have Ross in that 25 slot area.
Yeah.
Somewhere around Game. Him and Game are close on my list.
Yeah, Ross, I don't think that, and I've probably said it here before, I don't think Ross gets the credit he deserves as a rapper. I really don't think people really credit him for his ability to rap and put words together.
Well, that's because he only has one flow.
That may be so, but my thing is he still is like with his pen.
I agree.
You understand what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't really listen to Ross, and I think a lot of people are still hung up on that whole 50 shit, correction officer. A lot of people.
He got out of that.
Nobody is.
No, he got out of it. But what I'm saying is a lot of people hold that. That's like his only, like the only chink in his armor.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That people can point to. No, but I'm just saying that would be the only thing that people would be like, yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Is that really him? He got somebody else's name. He not even They get into that.
We get into that.
I don't care about all of that. I'm listening to music and what somebody's saying, and I can't really think of off top. If I sit down and really just think about all the music I've ever listened to and loved, I might be able to push Ross further down the list, but I don't think that there's 20
have to.
rappers that have.
I damn near think that the top 15, almost damn near didn't even count. Like when I was doing it, like there's 15 names that you just can't even argue against.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you really think about it, because whoever is going to say that Rick Ross is better than Redman,
Right.
Like who is ever going to say that Rick Ross is better than Ice Cube?
But
there's 15
Ross,
of those legendary names.
But people will say that Ross has a better discography than Redman. There's people that will say that.
People will say that.
Yes.
There's people that will say he has a better discography than Cube. People don't, you know what I'm saying? Like Ross has a lot of replay value with his records. Slow down. I'm just saying
it. People would say that. Though.
People would say that.
Well, time out now, because I don't even talk music with people that are not informed. So I get people would say that.
Right.
I wouldn't keep having that conversation. Well, maybe I would. Ross has an amazing discography. Cube has back-to-back classics.
Right.
And I mean, Cube's just impact on every. And I think impact is a big part too.
Once you drop a classic, that's really like 10 albums.
I think Teflon Don, it don't get the classic credit from most people, but I think it's a classic.
Didn't I just ask that a few weeks ago on this podcast about Teflon Don? I did, right? I swear to God, I'm like a fucking superhero. What this album did do, I don't ever want to hear about. Damn, and this sounds so harsh, and I don't mean this to come off this harsh. I don't want to hear about Deeper Than Rap no more. That's what this album did.
This is a great album.
Yeah, Deeper Than Rap and Teflon Don, to me, were Rick Ross's best two albums.
Mm-hmm.
This album made sure that changed forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a dope album.
I'm not quite ready to say it's better than Teflon Don, but I need more time.
It's not.
I still need more time.
It's just not.
Yeah, it hasn't been out a week yet.
I just said I need time.
We gotta live with it for a while.
But I feel like when Teflon came out, I had that feeling like, all right, this is some shit. And the moment I heard Rather You Than Me, I didn't have that feeling. I just had this is a really solid album.
Totally different.
See, y'all love Teflon Don. I love Deeper Than Rap the way y'all love Teflon Don.
And it's pretty split. I don't think that's the consensus of most people is split 50-50.
This is where I'm about to start getting real tricky. I think that Deeper Than Rap, I could really probably argue, is a better album than Teflon Don by my standings.
Mm-hmm.
But Teflon Don is probably a greater album than Deeper Than Rap. This album, I wouldn't even really look to do that. It's a different time. It's a different album. A lot of these songs don't even have hooks. Like, this is a real different. This is more up my alley. So when I say I need to give this more time, Teflon Don's a greater album because it had a whole bunch of trap hits after hit after hit after hit. This album got a lot of soul food though. So I got to see how that resonates later.
But that would speak to your point about where somebody is in their life when they make an album. Like Ross is probably in a different. I mean, naturally, he's grown, he's progressed.
I think he wanted to make this album. I don't think there was a forced bone in his body for every single record.
Shout out to Mike Herrard. Mike hit me. He texted me, and me and Mike don't text too often. But he texted me after the Raw shit dropped, and he said he made Glass House. Because that is what we were attempting to do, that style of, I understood what he was trying to say. I just laughed. And I said, yeah, that shit is hard. It's just hard.
I think that's a good transition, though. I had posed the question on Twitter after this shit. Who has the best ear for beats? Period.
Me and Nas.
Me and Nas is crazy.
No, it's crazy. You niggas is laughing
And
like
more
that.
tune for your head top.
What
So
the
watch
fuck
how you
is
speak
I don't
on
know
my
what the
name,
fuck
you
is
know?
going on in here? You niggas with all this laughter is what I don't understand.
And more tune for your
More
head
move
top.
for your
So
head
watch
top?
how you speak on my name.
Watch
you know?
how you speak on my name, you
Fuck
know.
your name.
Yo, you know who has a
Chill,
great
fam.
ear that people never give credit? Fat Joe.
Yeah, Fat Joe was a good ear.
Fat Joe has a great, impeccable, amazing,
Yeah, but he doesn't
godlike ear.
But he doesn't get
and
that credit.
everybody in the industry knows it.
The industry, I'm talking about the fans.
The fans
public,
don't know shit.
but they don't give him that credit.
Yo, I want to meet the fans that you be talking to.
I'm just people in everyday life.
Stop
You would
talking.
never sit somewhere and have a conversation just casually with somebody that listens to music, and they would say Fat Joe. They wouldn't even mention Fat Joe.
I wouldn't casually sit somewhere and have a conversation with someone about music.
Yeah, but that's you.
I don't wanna talk to people.
If you're in a barbershop just talking music and some people, Fat Joe's name, my point is this, Fat Joe's name does not come up in conversation with hip hop. And it should. Because if you listen to Fat Joe's albums, just listen to the music. You can put it up there musically with a lot of dope albums that people listen to all the time.
Well, let's answer Rory's question. Because immediately when you pose that question, people of my age and ilk go right to Fat Joe.
Oh, well, I answered my own question, and I think Puff has the crown by far. I don't even think it's a competition. I put Ross up there, though. Ross is definitely in the top 5, I think, for picking beats. But Puff, come on. Like, I don't even think it's
I just want a full, and
I don't know what beats you're crediting Puff with.
I've spoken to Joe.
Bad Boy sound. I mean, I know
Then that's a
D-Dot
different
was
conversation.
a part of all that, but I think Puffy was at her hand in every last record that came out on Bad Boy.
I think that too.
From
I can't
Ready to
prove it.
Die to Faith. Like, I think he has an ear for
he's
music,
definitely on that
period.
list.
Like,
I mean, if we just talking about it, yeah. You can't argue.
He is on the list. I'm just talking about what we credit him with. He's on the list if we only use Puff albums.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If we never use nothing but Puff albums, he's on the list.
I just
for
want-
debate's sake.
For my own, like, I just want an entire Ross project, maybe about 12 to 14 songs, totally produced by Justice League. That's all I want. I think that is the album that needs to happen. A complete Ross project, executive produced by Justice League.
are they on Rather Me Than You at all? I don't think they are.
I don't think
I
so.
didn't
not
even when
sure.
Justice League dropped.
And I told Rook, because I had to use it when we was in Atlanta with Rook. I told him. I was like, yo. And he told us about all the business. Like, yes, a lot of things in the way.
Wait, hold on, Maul. Let me tell. Before he even did all that nigga walked us into some shit. He cut a red light on, put a chair in the middle of an empty room with a disco ball on the ceiling.
He basically
and
DJ
started
tracks
playing crack after crack. It was so much crack that I then went. I looked for that crack the other day in my computer.
Yeah,
the shit he played.
it was
all years
overwhelming
ago.
at a point though, because when it's
Too
so
much
much
crack.
good, when it's so much great music, it's like, come on, man. I just fell in love with the last track you played. Now you playing another one that I don't even care about. It was just way too much.
They get their justice.
Rook, I'm still waiting on my batch that you promised me 2 weeks ago, by the way. Rook, I'm also looking for Bink. If anybody sees Bink, tell him Joe Budden is looking for him. I have a proposition. Be hard to turn down. Bink, hit my line.
Pause.
Nah, no pause. Hit me, nigga. Fuck out of here.
Everyone gives Justice League their credit, but they don't get brought up when people bring up. I promise you. When you have a producer,
I understand what he's saying.
No,
Joe, you don't talk to nobody, so you can never have this conversation.
More chewing for your head top, so watch how you speak on
But
my
listen,
name,
you don't speak to people the way Rory and I would just.
Who
speak
do
to
y'all?
people.
Rory speaks to a bunch of fucktards.
Oh,
No,
thanks,
but
man.
I mean, but regardless of who you think he speaks, you don't speak to anybody.
And you speak to everybody on Fordham.
Yeah, but so what? Those are people in the world that listen to music.
God.
We talk
Their
to the
opinion
streets.
matters.
Y'all just
Stop opinion shaming. You got to stop doing that.
shit.
You got to stop opinion shaming.
say
yo.
our
You gotta
opinion
stop
sleeps in
having
the
stupid
Sheraton.
opinions.
Yeah,
All right, so
man.
go ahead with your opinion. I don't even remember.
Now,
what
when
we
people
was on.
talk producers, Justice League is not.
They don't come up.
All right,
There's
now time
mad
out.
other people that get brought up before them.
All right, just for shits and giggles here, and just because
Okay.
I'm in a good mood, the
Okay.
vibes are right, vibes are back in here.
It's a very.
I was
calm
on one
podcast.
last week. I want to apologize for last week. I was on one last week.
Yeah, we were trying to tell you.
I was y'all was whack last week, but I was
Y'all was
I was
whack.
we
I-
was whack.
We was whack.
What happens
Yeah.
is when y'all are whack, I try to overcompensate, and I ask Sin, I do bad when I try to overcompensate.
Okay.
But
I'm not gonna ask Sin about that. Totally not gonna do that.
oh, wait a minute. Hey,
Put these away.
oh, shut the fuck up. Now, what point was I? What were we saying just now? Tell me, help me out
Justice
here.
League. Justice League. Being
Name
brought up.
me the producers that you think are mentioned.
Okay, now
Both of you.
That's
I
why-
challenge you. See, that's the problem. People just say shit and we don't hold them accountable.
But
to
hold
the
on,
things
Joe.
they
That's
say.
why what Rory and I are saying is a fact, because we just had a conversation based off the Swiss Beats and Just Battle. Nobody said
mentioned-
Justice League.
I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
I don't.
Oh,
if you
rewind
did,
that
I
motherfucker.
apologize. I don't remember.
Justice League, but they probably wouldn't do too well because their music is too beautiful.
I lied.
That's what I
Okay.
said.
I do remember
Okay.
that part.
Justice League, for me, when you talk about current people that are still actively producing, I'm not naming very many people before them. So I would like to hear the names that y'all think
Just
are-
came out and said that Pharrell is the greatest producer of all time.
Just says a lot of wacky shit though.
No, but
It's
see,
just the
opinion
problem.
shaming.
Hold
Opinion
on,
shaming.
hold on, wait.
Yeah,
let me
word.
finish. The problem with Just and his wacky shit is Just is smarter than a lot of us. So
Right.
when he's saying some shit that you think is a little wacky,
But that's not far fetched because we definitely had the Neptunes and Pharrell on that. On
quiet
that
as kept,
battle
I may have heard Timbaland tell me the same thing before. My memory is bad.
I feel like Tim thinks Tim
I
is the
think-
best producer, but
I think in a quiet moment, he spoke that way of Pharrell as well.
I mean,
All of them niggas from that Virginia crew.
Yeah.
Shout out to Knots. Knots, love the batch. Shout out to you. Black Fist in the air.
Knots is amazing.
Who else? Bink is from that Virginia crew. Who else is out there?
Missy, Tim, obviously.
The producer Tim, Pharrell. It's a lot of them out there. The same way Seattle was like that. It's a lot of them out there.
Hey, I'll put it in perspective. I think a regular rap fan is bringing up Mike Will before he's bringing up Justice League.
That's a fact.
I think that.
I'm done talking to you.
That's a fact,
I'm
though.
finished.
It's
I'm
a-
finished.
that's a
What else-
fact.
What else y'all want to talk? What else we got?
See, he can't opinion shame. That's a fact,
Yeah,
though.
that shit is crazy.
I'm asked y'all what else do we have on the slate is what I'm asking.
Let's change the vibes.
We did. Y'all niggas talking about some motherfucking Mike.
Things,
I
in
know.
fact, did progress,
They did.
especially with Yandy and Erica.
Fuck out of here.
I know everyone thinks we're fucking crazy, but Chance the Rapper definitely subbed the fuck out of us on Twitter. Everyone calls us fucking crazy, and then the shit we say happens. How are we still crazy?
And more chewing for your head top, so watch how you speak on my name, you know?
Chance gave Rory a lot of bars, y'all.
No, Chance was echoing what I was saying. He was giving you bars.
Oh, is that what was happening?
That was definitely happening.
All right, fine. Well, go
Everyone
ahead.
kept saying I'm on Chance's list.
All right,
now.
let's talk about it.
And I'm like, fam, I was saying what he was saying.
Give the people some backstory for the people that do not follow social media and current happenings as swiftly as we do.
Let me bring this up on the Googles.
All right, so I'm going to talk in the meantime while Maul looks at his phone and while Rory brings up Google. Maul, you
God-
familiar with this
God
Chance
forbid
story?
we were
Did that make it to Fordham?
I saw what he said about him explaining the deal with
Chance
Apple.
went on a Twitter rant
I got it.
It seemed to be random, but I mean, everything is random to me, who's just in his bedroom watching the channel ID. Was it random?
I'll take the crazy rap. I didn't see, me personally, I could be wrong because I'm wrong a lot. I didn't see anyone else having this is Chance independent debate. I only heard us.
All right, well, I'm not as arrogant as you, so I'm going to assume that other people.
You're not. You're much more arrogant.
Adjacent. A lot of people did have that. It was a thing. We didn't create that thing. I don't think we created that. That was a huge debate. Is Chance independent or not?
I didn't.
Yeah,
see
it was.
That's a huge debate.
Fuck that.
We may have.
I think we started that whole debate, but
yeah, I think we brought it. We might have mainstreamed the debate a bit. Mm-hmm. And Chance is a friend of the show. I thought we were respectful, right?
Yeah,
we love Chance.
Yeah,
we champion him a lot on this podcast.
So,
and I got to go to Chicago on Friday.
So pull up the rant.
All right, it starts with, I never felt the need to correct folks on my relationship with Apple, but now that more people have tried to discredit my independence.
And more tune for your head top, so watch how you speak on my name.
Because that's basically what
he
he's
then
saying.
put at Joe Budden at the end of that one.
Yeah.
I want to clear things up. Apple gave me $500,000 and a commercial to post Coloring Book exclusively on Apple Music for 2 weeks. That was the extent of my deal. After 2 weeks, it was on SoundCloud for free. I needed the money, and they're good people over there. That was the rant. Which echoed exactly what I said, that he made that album completely independent and then say, yo, Apple, you can hold this for 2 weeks for a fee.
I love when people do what Rory just did. Rory, that was not our dispute.
It was, but
that is not where we disagreed. That wasn't even our debate. Our debate was not, was Chance independent during the creation of Coloring Book?
Yes, it was, because we went through the list of the rappers. Like, he couldn't get that without Apple. Come on, son. I hate when people do this and twist
that was
shit.
what we said.
No, I said that. Of course I said that. Mm-hmm. But that wasn't the point. The argument was, is Chance independent? I made a lot of points as to why I did not think he was. That was one of them.
His tap dance.
So don't try to corner me to one point, because it's all documented. We can revisit it. If we had interns and producers, that would be here before we even started this argument, because I'm arrogant, and all throughout my life, all I ever want people to do is tell me I was right. So that's what would happen. But
all right, well,
so
let's
here we are.
Fuck the other shit. Whatever. That's in the past. Do you now still think Chance the Rapper is a independent artist?
Hit the thing.
Yeah, come on.
Is this a case?
All right.
Is this a case?
All right.
Yeah.
Was this a case of Mendices having his cake and eating it too?
Is Chance having his cake and eating it
Because
too?
when he wasn't with Yandy, was he with
Because when he
Erica?
wasn't with Apple, was he by himself?
With Erica? Would he be back with Yandy?
Is he back with SoundCloud?
Because if both women carried the term,
because if both of them have the
would
album,
have some overlap.
the release would have some overlap.
2 weeks. 2 weeks of that overlap.
Maul in his fucking hood ass Grand Concourse voice over the voiceover is amazing.
Yeah.
I'll answer your question and then I shoot back. Yes. Ask me again what the question was.
Do you still think Chance is not independent?
Yes. That is
you do
my
not
answer.
think Chance the Rapper
Wait,
is an
what
independent
I'm
artist?
saying, yes. I stand by what the fuck I was saying, nigga.
You do a lot of dancing, motherfucker.
No, I don't. I dance
You do a lot
bad.
of dancing.
Ooh.
What? There's no dancing about, and this has been my point the entire time. He ain't independent. There's no dancing there. Now, my question to you two gentlemen. Wait, I don't know what side of the fence you fall on here in this argument.
About what? Do I think Chance is independent
Yes.
or not? I think Chance is independent.
Okay, so now I want to ask you two gentlemen a question. Define independent.
You pay for your album. You own.
No, I mean the dictionary.
Oh.
I mean the dictionary.
Why would you ask?
Context
I just have
of
that
the
sitting.
English language, the definition of the word independent. You can look it up on your own.
I forget Joe's semantics.
He's dancing. This motherfucker, stop dancing with me. You're not my
semantics
type.
man.
You're not my type. I don't want to dance with you, B.
You are semantics man, though, Joe. You are. You are semantics man. You've been that way for years.
Oh, all right. We looked it up. Independent. Free from outside control. Not dependent on authority.
Well, that would, yeah. He's independent.
No, the fuck, exactly my point. No, that would mean he is not independent. So let me tell all of the people out there who take the context of the English language and misconstrue words and just fucking interpret them how you see fit. There's a lot of people that do that out there. I'm not literal because I know what the fuck words mean.
But Joe, you can't say that.
I'm not. Wait. Time out. I'm semantics, man. I just wanted y'all are very accusatory with these things y'all say. I'm semantics, man.
Yes, you are.
Because I know what the word independent means.
No.
So now, Chance, let me speak to you now, since you are directly responding to shit said on this podcast, and I get offended. Right? I get offended because I feel like this podcast is one of the only places that the listenership could even get honest fucking information if we gonna keep it a buck. Part of the reason that I started this podcast was because I've been in the industry. I hated the industry. I saw the functionality of it, and I wanted to share and cheer with those alike that wanted some information. Because you can't trust these other mediums with their own agendas who push their own narratives for their own motives. So that's part of why I started this. I just want to qualify there. So I get a little upset and offended when niggas who I deem to be pretty genuine, because Chance seems genuine to me.
Nice guy.
I think he's genuine and nice and sweet. I think I'd take him at face value because he's great. You know you ain't no fucking independent act when the very next fucking tweet says, I took $500,000 from Apple. Stop. Stop. Period. You don't need to say anymore. What more needs to be said? Once you say I took $500,000 from Apple, period. You are no longer independent. For those of you who do not know what the word independent means. Rory, would you like to counter?
Yes. You know, you just said you've been in the music industry. I know you want to go with the independent definition from Webster, but there's a lot of gray area in the music industry. So being independent in the music industry is owning all your own masters.
It's not gray area, though.
There's a lot of gray area.
They make it appear as though there's gray area because that's where the hiding of money comes into play. That's what I'm saying. I'm spreading.
Okay, let me
I'm
pose
spreading
this.
news because it's black and white to some of us. It's gray to some others.
Gray everywhere. So
not to me.
So all right, let's say he didn't take a check from Apple and just put it on Apple Music as an independent artist. Apple's taking a fee off that. Is he not independent now? That's just a distribution.
He is still independent.
And because he's so big, he took an extra fee off it. They didn't pay for none of that shit. He didn't owe them any money. He didn't have to recoup. He's an independent artist. He said, Apple, hold this for 2 weeks. That's just smart business. He's independent.
That's not independent, Rory. I'm agreeing with what you're saying, and that's not independent.
So
that's not independent.
So when an
at
artist
all.
put his shit in a record store, he's not independent? Apple's
Yes.
it's a record store.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is.
No,
in this sense.
No, it is not.
That's all it is.
It acts as a record store. It is much bigger than a record store. I could argue it's the entire music industry, damn near. It's how most consumers get their music.
Are you independent?
Yes. So when I send my project to Apple, Apple takes their percentage.
So Empire has nothing to do with it.
This is a story that will go down in the love.
My bad, because we're having a serious conversation. What were you saying? Say it again.
Empire is an independent label, right?
No. Empire's a distributor. They distribute.
Is Apple not a distributor as well?
No.
Did you owe Empire any money off your album?
No.
Come on. Empire did it for free?
No. Empire didn't do shit.
So then why are they on your album? A little logo at the bottom.
No, what I'm saying is, as far as funds and creating the project, me and A-Rab made the music.
I'm saying Chance did that.
I had to wait. Time out. I had to. Well, you bring it up, so I'm answering. Yeah. I had to pay A-Rab, not Empire.
Okay.
Joe Budden has to pay. The independent Joe Budden has to make sure A-Rab is taken care of.
And I'm saying, if we're taking Chance's word for it here, and that is exactly what the deal was.
Wait, time out. What's exactly what the deal was?
I have an album. Apple, you can hold it for 2 weeks for $500,000. Chance paid, I'm sure he got a lot of those features for free, but Chance paid his producers, Chance paid his features. That's his album. He put it together and said, Apple.
We know that, Rory.
It's the same thing. You paid A-Rap and then brought your shit to
Rory.
Empire and said put it out.
No,
it's the same thing.
It's not the same, Rory. I understand that you have to argue that point for the sake of our podcast, but it's not the same. Apple is a built. Apple is a built.
I see what Joe's saying.
Apple is a
he
built.
Feels like Joe. He feels like Chance is not independent because Apple is such a big.
Well, wait, because I'm going to elaborate on that point. Apple, the advantage to Apple talking to you is they are their own built-in infrastructure. They need $0 from anyone, and they have the entire audience. They control the audience. They are the market. So when you say empires like Apple, one is a distributor, no, it's not the same at all. Time out. That's point number one.
I'm letting
point number two, now he may have just described the basic moot point of his, the premise of his fucking contract, right? I'm sure there was more detail. Apple is not taking the same percentage from Joe Budden, Rage in the Machine project as they are taking from Chance or any independent act. Apple is not taking the same cut from them that they are taking from Chance. That's number two. Number three, name me the other acts that have this deal in place with Apple. Because listeners, be clear, Apple, when they talk music, is Jimmy Iovine. Jimmy Iovine is Interscope, music, old regime. Like, come on with the shits. So when he tells me they gave me $500,000, hey, nigga, record deals ain't giving you $500,000, people. Record deals are not giving acts $500 million.
It was $500,000, but they can't because they can't afford it. Apple can.
I mean, I might keep saying $500 million. Duh.
If you got $500 million,
$500,000, still $500,000 for your pocket. This ain't the 90s. This ain't last decade. You're not just going to Atlantic and 300. Name me the places that you could go and walk out with $500,000 cash or liquid or anyway.
Epic.
It's not very many. And Epic, LA won't give it to you damn near unless you in a gang and killed somebody and he could take it back on the back end. Sorry.
All right.
Sorry. Sorry.
That was a low blow.
Sorry. What you want me to do? I'm just looking at the people he give deals to. I'm just looking at the rappers that go over there and fuck with him.
So we got to take I'm just taking what Chance said for what it is. Of course, there could be some backstory there, but I'm saying he said
the second that he takes $500,000 from them with the promise of exclusivity, he is relinquishing his control. He is not independent.
He controlled making that deal.
Point.
Yeah, I mean, he did.
He said, this is what I want to do with my project.
He controlled making the
project.
I want to bring it to Apple.
Y'all are not arguing against my point. I don't care what the fuck he did when he created the project. Once he had the project in tow. Mm-hmm.
Fam,
his next
what are you talking about?
What do you mean what I'm talking about? Everybody in the world has to make a project, Rory. What you do with the project is how you're labeled. Yeah. I don't care what he was when he made it.
I'm saying he had control by going to Apple and saying, yo, you can hold this
and
for 2 weeks.
And he gave away his fucking control, so he's not independent. It's not difficult what I'm saying.
He gave it away for 2 weeks,
It's a deal.
So you are not independent.
They no longer have any dealings, though.
Does Apple own any of Chance's album?
That's what
Does it own any of it?
I don't know. I would argue yes. I would say yes.
Let's go with what's tangible and what we know was said.
They have no control.
I know that Apple is not doing a deal with anybody and not getting something back in return.
They got something back, though. For 2
everyone
weeks.
Ran to Apple to listen to this shit, and they probably got more streams.
So we're saying the same thing. I'm saying I do not know the details of his deal.
But you're saying you don't think Chance is independent.
I'm saying the second that he made that deal.
So today, the deal was only for 2 weeks, though. They had all rights to the albums for 2 weeks.
You know what? Let's do this. Let's do this, gentlemen. Let's do this, gentlemen. Tell me how you will receive Chance's next project.
Why would I know?
No. Now, fucking rationalize your stupidity and tell me how we'll get his next project. Both of you.
Didn't he say he'll sell it? He said he's thinking about selling his first. Isn't that what he said?
I'm confused at your confusion right now.
Yeah, I'm confused at your confusion. Like, what are you talking about?
Y'all got it.
I mean, if you,
We will.
No,
have
we
this-
need to
will have this
understand. I need to
conversation.
understand what you're saying.
Yeah, he did say that. I'm thinking about selling it. He did
if
say
he's
that.
smart, if he's smart, he'll make another album and say, "Hey, Apple, look how well that did. Now give me 1.5 million to hold it for 2 weeks." If he's smart,
That sounds
but he don't
like good
owe
business.
Apple nothing
So
right
if
now.
he's smart, he would look to not be independent again. You're saying
That's
because that makes you not independent.
distributing your album. That's how people take the music.
No,
just 'cause he's
giving
getting
your
an extra 500,000
giving
off
your
the top.
album to the damn near the only fucking marketplace and having a deal with them directly makes you not independent.
No, it makes you.
It makes you
a
not
businessman.
independent. Yeah, which makes you not independent. You could fucking call it however you want to call it.
Being a
Slice
businessman
it-
means you're not independent.
No, the second you sign that deal, which Rory is saying makes Chance a good businessman.
It does.
I'm saying that's great. We can all agree.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can't agree. We don't even have enough information. We don't know the contents of that deal.
Mm-hmm.
We can assume
saying
it
let's
makes him a
take off
good
his tweet.
businessman. What we don't have to assume is that makes him not independent.
What is Apple controlling?
If I walk in here next week and say to you, gentlemen, and we're not going to stay on this because we've stayed on this too long already. If I come in here next week and tell y'all, Apple gave me $1 million to hold and release my album exclusively for a month, y'all would then tell me I'm an independent act? Cut the shit for argument's sake.
Did you
After the
create
month
the
is
album?
over.
Did you
If
create
you
the album
created
by
the album-
yourself?
Yeah.
Stop fast forwarding. Stop fast forwarding.
You're
the
saying you don't
second
think
that
Chance is
I
independent
sign
today.
that deal, am I independent? Rory, because he has too much pride, won't say, "Yeah, I sound stupid right now."
I'm the one with pride. It
But
sounds
Joe,
stupid.
they had rights. to the
Yeah,
album
because you
for-
won't answer that direct
They
question.
had rights to the album
you
for
let
2
me.
weeks though. They only
I've
had it
been
for 2
trying to
weeks.
let you. You keep trying to tell me about the creation and post. I keep talking about that period. That period.
Okay, and then we
Is he
asked-
independent
Okay.
when he signs that deal and the biggest music distributor hands him $500,000? Can somebody
okay.
answer my very direct question, yes or no?
I can't when you're screaming.
I
And
think
you
that
let us
he's
speak.
Of
still
course you
independent.
can.
Yes,
Of course.
I still
know.
think he's independent.
I know. Chance, baby.
That's not
When
what the deal
your
was,
next
though.
project is released, that you will indeed sell, even though you are telling us you have many sleepless nights trying to decide if you will sell it. Nigga, you will sell it. You will sell it. And do not feed to me, you will only sell it because that is the only way your music will be recognized after you just won Grammy for Album of the Year, not selling it the traditional way.
Well, now the traditional way. But to answer
'Cause
your
you
question,
did sell it.
You changed the whole.
And when you
topic,
sell
by
it
the way.
and how
I'm-
you sell
I
it,
answer your
wait,
question
that
if you
proves
didn't
my
keep
point.
speaking.
When you sell it and how you sell it speaks to your independence. The same way Hove sold 1 million records before a record was ever released because of his Samsung deal. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the new creative ways people have to profit off of music because streaming has made that difficult. So, Chance did sell his project to not a mom and pop store. Like Rory was asking me in his earlier examples. It wasn't a mom and pop store he gave it to. If I go
how
and make
people
Rage
get
in the
their
Machine Part 2 and I give it to Mall, I'm still independent. If you pay me for it and I sell it to you in bulk, I am still independent. Mall is not a major distributor. Apple is a major distributor.
Then not one
with
artist on the
leverage
planet
in
is-
the marketplace with not only their own artists, but their own artist department. They are competing. Apple is a compete. It's a compete. You are not independent when you have a deal with a compete.
But it was for 2 weeks.
Then you're not independent
I asked you-
for
I asked you-
2 fucking weeks.
Okay, that's not what you said.
part
That's not-
of
that's
that
not what you
don't
said.
You two niggas get.
That's not what you said,
I
though.
keep
You said
asking the
today
same-
you still think Chance is not independent. That's what you said.
Yeah, that's me, and more will be revealed. I also
Nah,
keep.
man.
Wait, what do you
Change-
mean?
No.
I know, changing it. I know. I keep trying to get off this because I'm done talking
No, we
about
can
it
get
with
off
y'all.
of it. I don't
Getting
care
off
about it enough. But I'm just saying, like, I'm just trying to listen to what you're saying.
I know.
You
I know.
you said you don't think Chance is independent today.
I don't.
That deal that you're talking about was for 2 weeks.
And I asked you, gentlemen, a very direct question.
I answered you 10 minutes ago.
I know.
I said, yes, I still think he's independent.
No, I said when he signed that deal, was he independent for that 2 weeks?
Yes.
Yes.
I answered that too.
All right, what else we got on the slate?
Oh, can we?
That's a big problem in the community when people just be wrong and they hear and know they wrong, so they'll stick to the point just to not die with it.
He's
My
agree with
fucking
He's
goodness
independent
gracious.
The funny thing is, I agree with you.
What's next on the
You
slate?
should take your own advice.
Oh, shut up. Ladies and gentlemen, I was also not having a seizure or conniption just now. Anytime I get passionate, people like to say I'm wilding.
Yeah, you was a little wild just now, but I'll let you wild.
Shut up.
That's all on our list. Shit, is there anything else?
It's mad shit. Hold up. So, homeboy died. Rockefeller died. Somebody else died. It's a lot going on. It's a lot. Hold up, man. Let me put my phone out right quick. Y'all talk about something. Let me take my shirt off. Get comfy. We kicking it.
Oh my God. Yeah, you need a break. Well, shit, to death. If you're listening to this now, today's a year since Fife has died. If you realize that time has flew that fucking fast. So
Rest in peace, Fife Dog.
And also speaking of Fife, did anyone catch the Chappelle shit yet? I watched both today.
No, I didn't catch it yet.
See? I knew it was more.
I do want to hold on. I do want to note the shirt that Joe has on, so we can settle this right now.
Oh, we will never.
Biz is your man's. Just take it, accept it.
Jesus.
Oh, we'll never.
Wow, Joe. Really? Are you an independent entity?
Is this payola? Did he give you some bread to wear that on the podcast?
Don't do that, because in 2017, I don't even promote fuck boys or fuck shit.
Hey,
man.
that's going to be on
Don't.
itsbiscuit.com tomorrow.
I know.
But yeah, did you watch the Chappelle shit? I think Maul just said he didn't.
I didn't. You knew Maul didn't watch the damn Chappelle shit.
Chappelle, though, I figured at least that would be something
I will definitely catch it, though, for sure.
Well, it's two of them.
I watched the Chappelle shit, but I also had seen Chappelle at Radio City Music Hall last year. So I was familiar with a lot of those jokes. But I just was happy to see him. Was happy to see it again. Happy that he got that deal after turning down.
Is he independent?
After turning down all of that money.
I'm fucking with you.
Yo, can we talk about real quick? And nobody
We can talk about anything you want to talk about.
Nobody ever gets these type of opportunities, but that photo that everybody's talking about, Drake with Sade, that's a pretty big deal because nobody's ever seen you don't ever see Sade at all. So do we think that a record is coming? And if so, how big is that?
Drake using pictures with women as rollouts. That motherfucker used J-Lo as a rollout then for a sample.
Hey, listen, man.
No, I'm not mad at it at all.
I ain't mad.
I think it was great.
J-Lo is gonna fuck Drake up, man.
I'd take a Drake and Sade record.
Of course, you absolutely would.
I think a lot of his sound comes from Sade, to be
I
honest.
can see that.
That
I can see
darker.
why
I
you
know
say that.
I know a lot of people give Aaliyah that, but I think a lot of Sade is influenced there.
I saw that picture. I didn't really think much of it. A lot of like Rory just said, a lot of his music does sound like it's influenced by her. Anyway, I also saw a picture with her and Trey. So apparently they were at some type of shindig or function.
It was a concert, I guess.
Oh, okay, where people are singing Sade. Sade is great and amazing, and anything that she's on, I would like to hear it.
Yeah,
And especially if her and Drake are together, that sounds like it makes sense, right?
Was that photo
Absolutely.
of her daughter that was on the timeline? Was that really her daughter?
I don't know. Only you guys look at daughters and Maul with his fucking 18-year-old
She's an adult.
that he likes on Instagram.
Oh my God.
I didn't know she was 18. I asked, and you had the information already.
You're
Look who had the info.
under the,
You had the info though.
Wait, hold up
You stopped me in my. You said, "Yo, dog, she's only
Was
19."
this a
I was
case
like,
of
"Oh, okay."
Mendices having his cake
I'm just
and
saying,
eating
this
it
nigga
too?
just throw me
because
under
when
the
he
Nah,
wasn't
it ain't a throw under the bus.
I'm kidding. What we will hit on, so a few quick things. Ben Affleck, apparently, speaking of J-Lo, completed treatment for alcohol addiction. You guys
did not hear that
I
at
didn't
all.
know that.
Exactly. He put something out. I'll read a little bit. It says, I have completed treatment for alcohol addiction, something I've dealt with in the past and will continue to confront. I want to live life to the fullest and be the best father I can be. I want my kids to know there's no shame in getting help when you need it and to be a source of strength for anyone out there who needs help but is afraid to take the first step. I'm lucky to have the love and I'm lucky to have the love of my family and friends, including my co-parent, genuine support. All right, you get the point. So yeah, I had no idea Ben Affleck was battling alcohol addiction.
I didn't know that either.
And I'm so jaded that I don't even know how to take it when I read Hollywood stars coming out and saying this, because then I think they're just fighting like a traffic ticket or some shit, and they're checking themselves into rehab. Now, I can't play like that because anyone who's familiar with me and my story, I think addiction is very serious. But I would be lying if I said I didn't have a tainted eye when it comes to these guys.
So Batman is an alcoholic.
Shocker there.
Are we looking at Ben Affleck like Batman?
He's the
I
current.
feel get the fuck out of here.
He's the current Batman.
Yeah, that trash man. That was trash.
I mean, but he's been
man.
Batman for
That was super trash.
A couple
and
Batman
in what
times.
world can Batman beat Superman?
It's make believe, Joe. I don't know.
In what world?
Oh my god.
Not the real one.
And then what happened in that stupid shit? Their mothers and their Superman's dad had fucked Batman's mom or some shit. What weird shit did they have going on in there?
You wonder who we talk to? Who the
Oh
fuck
my
do you
God.
talk to?
I hated that shit. Let's see what else happened. Love and Hip Hop judge denied Mendice's request for a short sentence. I cared about that, so I kept up
You
with
could just
it.
request a short sentence.
For good behavior, time served, different things.
okay.
Different things. But I guess he thought he was going to get time served or some shit and go from 8 to 5. But the judge was like, nah, but you just go back in a few months and request it again and hope for a different judge.
He has some.
That's how the game
He got
goes.
time served though, right? So he already got like a year or two under his belt. Or more, maybe.
I'm not sure. And some other really, really sick news. I don't know if people have been following the story of the jury convicts former MMA fighter of kidnapping some girl and I don't know, some wild shit.
Those dudes are weird.
But wait, and then on the Real Housewives of one of those shows, apparently 2 people were shot execution style and found in one of them girls' cars. Like, it's wild shit happening in the news.
This is
Boy, that's
Real
crazy.
Housewives of Iraq. What the fuck is this?
Real Housewives of Chicago? What is this?
Photo 2 men that are responsible for the death of young men shot execution style then left to burn in Real Housewives Kim DePaola car or some shit. Niggas is doing some real live gangster shit out here. That's just the bottom line. The point.
On reality TV.
The point of what I was saying. Reality TV.
Getting real. It's getting real.
Y'all saw Love and Hip Hop?
I did see it.
Do we want to talk about that yet? Oh wait, still on the news. Whoa. Did y'all see I've been reading the newspaper every morning since I was 6, so I just keep up with shit. Did y'all see the Aaron Hernandez trial homeboy that took the stand and was testifying against him, the driver?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
He's gonna be the new snitching meme too, because they got the first photo is him just
See,
standing like
now
this.
time out. See, that's where some things just need to get addressed. And see, now I'm not a thug or a felon or a street nigga, so the street codes, I don't really, they change up every now and then. Are we gonna consider what this gentleman did snitching?
Some would.
Yes, and I'll say again, I'm far from a street guy.
Let me give backstory for the people. This is the gentleman who allegedly was driving the car when Aaron Hernandez pulled up and rolled his window down and said, "What's up now, nigga? Blang, 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 blang." Allegedly, but this is a story the nigga told on the stand, right? And then Aaron Hernandez thought that this guy would eventually snitch, so he went and shot him in the face.
Trying to kill him. And look, now he's on the stand.
In like fucking Tootsie's parking lot or
And
some
in
shit.
a weird twist of events,
He's on the stand now.
that guy then indeed did take the stand. he then did take the stand.
While he does sound like a concerned citizen, as I would be, he participated in the crime, and he's using this as a way because he got what's the word when you snitch? You get.
Oh, I don't know.
There's a word.
I don't know.
What? What's the word?
You
You
would
get
know.
free.
Exonerated.
There you go. He's not gonna face any
Don't try
time
to still make
because
me know the word.
You look like a snitch in that sweater.
And this shirt, this T-shirt, I really look like a snitch.
Yeah. For his testimony, he's not going to do any time for being involved in the crime. So to me,
Well, yeah,
that's
that's
snitching.
what that's yeah.
If he just got shot in the face and told, I don't think that's snitching.
Yeah, I've had this debate with a few of my homeboys.
If you shoot me in my face, I am telling on you.
Yeah, that. But that's
Sorry.
But that's the thing. People don't. There's a snitching, like you said. People have their interpretations of what is snitching and what is not snitching. People believe that if any point in time you call the police for anything, and that's considered snitching. I don't.
That's not snitching.
That's not.
me,
snitching.
it's
That's not snitching.
Like I don't. If we're in something together, and I get caught, and now I take the stand and I'm telling you, this was his involvement. That's snitching because we were all doing something knowingly
street
together.
code.
I'm doing it to get out of it,
Right.
and putting it all on you.
There's street code and there's civilian code. It's just two different codes.
Yeah, but people don't understand that.
And then that's just this. Which
Well, that's
code,
why they
which
killed
code do you
Cam on
abide
60
by?
Minutes
Yeah,
when he said, "If there's a serial killer next door, are you telling people?"
and Cam said no.
Here's something really important that,
He might move.
that you two jerks will be very pleased with. They exhausted all their efforts and their resources, and they managed to find Tom Brady's missing Super Bowl jersey.
I was concerned.
I know you guys were really worried about
Yeah,
that.
I was worried, man.
Shit,
500 missing Dominican girls on Dykeman in the past 48 hours, but they used their resources to find Tom Brady's jersey.
That's the world we live in.
OJ had it the whole time. It's crazy.
That's just the world we live in, bro.
Do y'all care about the conservatives turning their back on the Tommy Lauren girl because she said some shit and put her foot in her mouth?
Politicians are
Politics
crooked and
as
fake.
usual. We
I'm
don't-
happy that she's suspended, but I think it's terrible what she was suspended for. She was suspended. She said all that wild racist shit, and then she gets suspended for saying, "Well, I'm pro-choice."
Right.
That's wild.
Yeah, they.
But I'm glad she's off the fucking air. But I don't think it's the end for her.
I want to encourage all of my black brothers out there to go to the doctor and get checkups. The details were released on Q's death. Q from World Star. Did y'all read on that?
Oh no, I didn't see that.
He had
A severe buildup of plaque in his cardiovascular system, as well as a metal stent near his right coronary artery was discovered. The investigators noted morbid obesity as a contributing factor. At the time of his death, he was 345 pounds.
Jeez.
That's heavy. That's a lot of weight to carry. I just want to encourage people to go get checkups and go to the doctor and be proactive. As dumb as it sounds, I know a lot of people who live by the motto of "if I don't know, then it won't hurt me." That's really stupid, and you're gonna die.
Thank you for that PSA.
Thank you, Dr.
Listen,
Budden.
I thought it was important that somebody get to it. What else is going on? Y'all don't care about the. Oh shit! I thought this was interesting, and not only because Drake got 416 big as shit tatted down his ribs, and he also they say he got the More Life tattoo, that fucking bumblebee with the plant shit.
I don't even know where to find that emoji, so I couldn't even participate.
Has anyone seen Ed Sheeran's tattoos?
I mean, I know
Look,
he has.
these are his,
Please tell me it
What's
was not
wrong with-
saved in your
no.
phone.
well, I check shit off that I want to talk about. Why does Ed Sheeran have these tattoos this way?
I don't know, but that's
Why does he
definitely
have a big ass?
that's definitely the cover art for this week.
No.
What you mean?
No, we going with
Look
Ross.
at him, man.
No, we going with Ross and fucking Drake. Yo, Chuck Berry. Chuck Berry died. See, I knew
Yeah.
somebody died.
Rest
Chuck
in peace,
Berry
Chuck
died.
Berry, man.
People died.
Hey, look, did y'all see that sex tape that came out on Chuck Berry? Yeah.
No, I didn't know there was cameras around.
Listen
what he was
to
fucking.
no, listen to me. It is the funniest shit you will ever see in your life. Like he's lit. I didn't know that this was a known thing. Like
Was it
apparently
shot
in
on
the
film?
'80s, like the FBI was investigating him. They raided his crib, all types of crazy shit, whatever, and they found this home video. How it got out after this man died, we can all speculate. I don't know.
Because he was
But
trying to buy NBC.
He is literally on this tape, bugging the fuck out, man. Like he pissed on one girl. He told her I would kiss you, but you smell like piss. After he peed all over her.
Oh no, that's fucked up. But
Go
you know how
figure.
many girls I've kissed that smell like piss?
Why?
You can't just
why
not
are
kiss
you
a girl
kissing-
because she smells like piss.
Yeah,
You absolutely
there's bad
cannot kiss a
reasons.
girl if she smells like piss, Joe. But anyway,
It's mad. All right.
then Chuck Berry, the rock and roll icon, is then laying on the bed. He tells the girl to give his ass a little kiss. So he puts himself like in the Boston Crab or whatever. He throws his legs back. This is Chuck Berry we talking about. He throws his legs back. and the white girl.
See,
you know,
already that's fucked up. I got arrested last time I put a girl in a Boston Crab.
he put himself in the Boston Crab. That's why you got arrested.
Oh.
He didn't put her in the Boston. He put himself in the Boston Crab.
Edit that out.
And then,
So much wrong going on right now.
and then he told
judging me.
and then he told the girl to give his ass a kiss. So she starts like licking his ass, and he farts.
That's G shit. That's G shit, nigga.
This is Chuck Berry we talking about, man.
A G.
I never looked at him like this is that. It was uncomfortable, and it was like I cannot believe that.
What was
he
this
was
shot
moving
on?
like this?
Is this like
Well,
clear?
shit.
It's online. It was on my timeline. I didn't know anything about this, and apparently this was big news in the '80s. Everybody knew about this.
This was big news when fucking Sky told me all the same shit about you.
Who?
Wait.
Who is Sky?
I don't know.
What the fuck are you talking about?
But in my story, a girl named Sky definitely
No.
told me and the crew that you came through and put yourself in the Boston Crab.
Nah, get the fuck
Did
out
all
of
of
here.
that wild
Hell
shit. I'm trying to
no,
put
nigga.
this on
Get
Chuck,
the fuck
nigga.
out of here,
That's
nigga.
that's a lie. Maul would definitely still kiss her.